What up, y'all? This is the Rec Room with Brian Rector. It's episode 47. And today we got my man, Truitt Robinson. I'm very excited to host Truitt because Truitt does a few things very well. Many things very well. But among them is videography. And this is a guy who I've gotten to know and had the absolute pleasure of knowing the last few months. Dude, we sat down, people don't know this, but we sat down at Starbucks and just yapped for about 2 hours about life, man. And throughout that time, it was like, okay, I want to know this guy, I want to keep being around this guy, and I want to learn more from this guy. And so I appreciate you for being here. I really do.
I appreciate you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I mean, sun is shining, you got palm trees all around us. Saturday, it's a weekend, we got college basketball on. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Very little, very little. It's a pretty good day. Man, I gotta ask, because you are a student at Arizona State, but you're about to be done with your time at Arizona State. Like, how has the Valley treated you? Because evidently you're not from here. You're, like me, a transplant from somewhere else. Tell me about it. How has it been?
Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, how long do we have? You know, like how long can we sit here and just go on and on? I could sit here for hours.
Yeah.
So, like what he said, so I'm originally from Alabama, born there, raised in Alexander City, small town, only like a little over 14,000 people when I was living there. And then parents split, then moved to Columbus, Ohio, just north of Ohio State. And after graduation, came out here. And so I've been coming out here ever since I was a little kid because my grandparents used to own a house out here in North Scottsdale. And I've just always loved out here. I loved being in the sun. I love heat, feeling the warmth, cold weather. No. But dude, to say like, I think even to say like this is being my time here in the Valley has been life-changing. I think even that is an understatement. I mean, I truly don't think that I would be the person that I am today if I had stayed either in Ohio or if I had moved back down to Alabama. I mean, like I said, dude, like I could literally sit here for hours and just tell you all the things that I've done, all the people that I've met, the life experiences that I've had. It's unbelievable. And the crazy part is that actually a lot of that really didn't come from ASU itself. A good chunk of it actually came from everything outside of ASU and outside of my college life. Because when I first got here, so I didn't live here on the main campus in Tempe. I lived in Phoenix essentially because of my major. So for all of you that probably already know this, or for those of you that don't know this, Arizona State is, can I cuss on here or do you want to keep it PG?
Go ahead.
It's big as hell, right? Like, we have so many students here from all over, not just the country, but all over the world. And so we have a campus here in Tempe, which is the main one. We have one in Phoenix, and then one in Glendale, and then we have another like small satellite campus somewhere else. So I was in Phoenix because I was a sports journalism major.
Sure.
And so their journalism program is in Phoenix, right in the middle of downtown. So I lived in a dorm there until the end of my freshman year. Then I moved to Midtown Phoenix, and that's a whole nother story on its own that I can share either today or another day.
Yeah.
But it mentally and just overall environment-wise, it was rough. Junior year, then I moved back down to downtown, but I lived in a new apartment with a new roommate and all that, and it was really well, but it just kind of sucked, being still in Phoenix. You weren't really in like a college atmosphere. Like, my time living in Phoenix, I tell this to everybody, like I didn't feel like, like a college kid. I felt more like, okay, like grown adult, 9 to 5, big city, urban environment. Like it's not like a college town. So it wasn't until summer of last year where then I would move here to Tempe, right off of Rio Salado and the 101.
Got it.
And now I live in an actual house with 2 other guys. And I mean, I guess environment-wise and like living situation-wise, without question, this is the best year so far of my college career. But yeah, to answer your question, I mean, it's just been I can't ask for more. I really can't.
And you, as being somebody who's, I would say, infatuated, if I may, with the video scene and with creation, right? And with focusing in on what folks are doing, whether it be through sport or whatever you're covering, right? Primarily sport. Like, when did you identify that space of video, of audio, of design, of creation, of creator economy? When did you realize that would be your vessel to impact? And what did that look like for you to pursue that desire and continue to impact change? Because, man, I would say you've used your platform very well.
So it really, I think, all started when I was still living in Alabama. I remember it was Christmas one year, and my mom, it was either like to me or like just as a family gift. It was, I don't know if you remember these, like the small like flip cameras. It's like literally like a little rectangle with like a big lens in the middle. And so I remember I would take that and I would just film like a bunch of stupid stuff around the house, whether it's just like home videos or like me playing with like these little like action figures I had as a kid. Like these little like, I also loved like Super Mario and Nintendo growing up, and like I was all into like video games and all that, so I had like little toys of that like I would make stupid videos of. So I would say that's where it started, and also because that's when like YouTube was like brand new. So I think it came out like what, 2006, 2007,
yeah,
don't say it, 2006 or 7 or something like that, but so like this is when social media and like YouTube and all that was starting to become a thing. Now keep in mind, like where I lived, like nobody's ever heard of that, right? Like even just to have like an iPhone or like an iPod or something like that, that was a big deal. So I remember like it was like one of the really old iPhones, like the first ones to come out. And that's when like I started watching like lots of old YouTube videos, like over, gosh, I mean, I want to say like now that's going on 20 years now.
Right.
So I would just make some stuff at home. Then I moved to Ohio, and this is where I would just film and like make videos on like a wide variety of stuff. Like I would do like skits, like sometimes like with my friends like in the neighborhood. Sometimes I would do like gameplays where it's like I would record myself like playing a video game or something like that. Just like a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. So fast forward to high school. The beginning of high school, I didn't completely stop making videos, but I slowed it down because, again, it's high school. Like everybody's trying to figure out who they are, what they want to do.
Right.
And it wasn't until like halfway through my sophomore year, I downloaded TikTok because originally I was like, look, I don't want this. Like, I don't understand it. But then, of course, all my friends were like, no, you got to download it. Like, no, it's the new thing that everybody wants. I'm like, all right, fine. So I get it. And of course, like everybody, I kind of just start scrolling on it, just seeing what it's like. And so I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. I've been a fan ever since I was 8. I'm not a bandwagon. And so I saw a video of a Cowboys fan making fun of the Eagles, where like he did like some kind of trend with it at the time. So I'm like, okay, well now I gotta get my lick back. So I make a video as an Eagles fan making fun of the Cowboys. And that video got over 50,000 views, like in a span of like 48 to 72 hours. And I'm like, well, I need to get back on the video train. So, and then a few months later, that's when COVID hit. So when COVID hit, then everybody had to stay inside. Everybody, we couldn't go out. And so literally, like, I remember how a normal day would look for me during COVID. And I was a big gym rat in high school too. So I would wake up, I would go downstairs on a boxing bag. I would be down there for maybe like 30-ish minutes, come up, eat some food, and maybe do some homework here and there, kind of just whatever it is I need to do, and then work out in my room. And then after that, I would just go back to making videos. Like I would make tons of videos, a lot about the NFL, some about the NBA, but it wouldn't be until like later on in high school that I started like focusing also on like college football, NBA, all of that.
I see.
So, and then it went like really well. I mean, it got lots of attention. A lot of people really liked it. So then fast forward to when I got here at ASU, I started getting involved like with some of the extracurriculars here, but it was more of, see, like my style is like highlight reels, creative, you know, not really so much like stand-ups or like doing an interview, like that kind of stuff I'm not really into. I'm more of like the creative side, like things you would see like on actual Instagram or YouTube sports accounts, where like, you know, it's highlight reels, it's like all these cinematic shots, like that's what I love. And so when I got here, I just to get my foot in the door, like I would do like a few stand-up things here and there, like, you know, interviews, more like news package kind of videos, but that wasn't what I wanted to do long term. It was just a way to like get my foot in the door with it. So halfway through my sophomore year at ASU, right when I got back from our winter break, that's when I joined Arizona State's athletic department as a video intern. And I remember, dude, oh my gosh, man, like if I showed you like a list of like just everything that I filmed, everything that I've edited, we're gonna be here a minute. But I mean, I just started going crazy with it. I mean, I would film everything from like football, basketball, baseball, wrestling, soccer, gymnastics, softball. I mean, anything and everything. Because Arizona State, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but we have one of, if not the most D1 sports of like any college in America. We have like over 20, you know, so we may even have too much, to be honest. But I remember just every single one I would work with, I got to know a lot of the teams, a lot of like the actual athletes. That was incredible. And so fast forward to my senior year, which is now back in October of 2025, that's when I applied for the Suns video internship, and I got it, and now I'm filming Suns basketball games. Now I'm working like at their actual office, working a lot with their creative team, a lot of their staff. I talk with their CMO a lot because he's in charge of, you know, like, because we fall under the marketing department. So like everything dealing with, you know, video, advertisements, web design, social media, like we all work together. So, and I mean, it's literally been nothing short of a blessing. I mean, to say that like God has blessed me in that way, like I still think is an understatement. It's like like I said, like I've been saying, man, I can't ask for anything more.
No, and thank you for that. Thank you for providing so much context and color to what's been happening. I think that's a perfect segue, because one of the things that I really actually wanted to ask you that I didn't even get to ask you the first time is, people say that the sports industry is very cutthroat and very challenging nut to crack. Pause. And people say that oftentimes, like, you're aiming at necks, like you want to put people down. You as a Christian, additionally to being somebody who by nature is, in my experience, like very uplifting as a human. That's a good thing. What has your experience been with the competition that happens at ASU and at other organizations you've worked in, like the Suns? And how has, if it hasn't been competition, has it been collaborative? And have you enjoyed the teams you've got to work with?
Dude, let me tell you this, man. Well, first off, let me say this. I absolutely love the creatives that I get to work with at ASU and at the Suns, and like even outside of, you know, the Suns, and you know, just people that I've kind of just met on my own, and like even at other, you know, universities and schools that I've gotten to meet. They're all unbelievable people. They're all incredibly skilled, and just on top of that, they're amazing people just in general. Like, regardless of what they do with their career or anything like that, I'm so glad I got to meet them. I'm so glad that I've gotten to work with them. I truly thank them from the bottom of my heart for everything that they've taught me as well. But, dude, I will tell you this right now, man. So, a big misconception that Arizona State gets is everybody sees Arizona State as like, oh, it's just a party school. It's everybody's backup school. It's STDU, you know, all of that. And, okay, look. To a degree, no pun intended, to a degree, sure, maybe that is a little true, but you can take that narrative and put it towards any big name university in America.
Yes.
Like, I'll say this. My mom's pretty open to me about coming out here. Like, she's never really she's never really like turned down any of my ideas. She's like, look, just go where you want. But my dad, at first, he was like, look, you're not coming out to ASU. But my dad, him and his whole family went to Alabama. And I'm like, you mean to tell me like they don't do anything at Alabama that we do here? Even take like Ohio State, for instance.
Right.
You think they don't have all the partying, all of that stuff? USC, UCLA,
Right. Michigan State,
Michigan, Texas, Florida.
Right.
I'm telling you, like they literally all have the exact same stuff. The only difference is that it's just academically, it's a harder school to get into.
True.
So that's a very big misconception. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if y'all know anything about ASU's journalism program at the Cronkite School,
Elite.
it is unbelievable. I mean, the talent that comes out of that school and the people that I've gotten to work with, the talent that I've seen, oh my gosh, dude. These guys are gonna go on to like make movies.
You're right.
Like they're gonna move out to Hollywood, New York City, Miami, and just create some unbelievable work. So I will say this, if you are going to be in this industry, regardless of where you are, regardless of whether it's sports, whether it's for a marketing agency, because I also work for a digital marketing agency as well. Whatever it is, if you're doing anything creative, you gotta be competitive, man. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It is a cutthroat industry. Like, you can work your ass off day in and day out, learn all of, the crazy transitions, all the special effects, all the graphics, but then there's just always gonna be somebody, looking over your shoulder. Either they're more talented than you are, maybe they have better connections than you do. Maybe it's literally just life is unfair. Maybe somebody gets a position that you thought you deserved. But I'll say this, man, like if you're gonna be at Cronkite or if you're gonna be at another really elite program, especially like in this industry, like I know Missouri has a really good program, Syracuse has a really good one. You gotta be competitive. And look, let's be real, you gotta be on top of your shit. Like you can't be, messing around. I get that it's college, everybody wants to have fun, everybody wants to party, and that's by no means a bad thing,
Yeah.
Like I've had my fair share of all of that. But like just being brutally honest, man, I mean, like you gotta stay on top of it. You gotta understand that, like, look, I love y'all, like you're great individuals, but you're not the only person that wants this opportunity, right? And especially working in sports. I mean, like for me, working in the NBA, I mean, you're working around people who have either been there for years on top of years, maybe it's a little bit of nepotism, and they have like either a family member or a friend who works there and they get it, over you. And another unfortunate thing is that in this industry, at least when it comes to sports, unless you're like a super high up or like you are a person who is highly in charge and like you're calling shots, you're signing paychecks and all that, the pay is just simply not great. It really is not great. If you come into this industry like, oh, I want to get rich, you might want to reconsider that. Not saying it's impossible,
No.
but unless you're like in a high status, or unless you're just a very important figure,
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, man, but you're replaceable. Like,
Yep.
I think that's another mindset that you got to live with. Is like, look, you're not immortal, dude. Like, you're a human being. There's gonna be probably some freshman or some sophomore coming in who is willing to do double the work for half the price.
Wow.
So that's just
Real.
the mindset you got to live with. But I know everything that I'm saying does sound like doom and gloom.
No.
But or I guess I am being brutally honest. But I'll tell you this, man. Like when you get that like perfect shot, regardless of if it's in sports or maybe like if you're working with an amazing, I don't know, like an amazing partner or something like that, and like you just get an amazing shot on camera or like one social media post blow up, best feeling in the world. It really is.
What you may have said, or what you just said there may have the connotation of being doom and gloom. Until I ask you this, Truitt, what motivates you?
I would say, in all honesty, growing up knowing that I just gave it everything that I have, because, look, I'm a workaholic, right? Like, a lot of my life, especially since I've gotten here, has just been sheer grind, work, hustle. everybody tells me, like, even here and like even my own family, you know, they're like, dude, like you can slow down, like, you know, like you're going like so fast, you're always working. It's like you can chill for just a moment.
Heard that one before.
And look, I get it. We're at ASU, parties everywhere, gorgeous women everywhere. It's very, very easy to get distracted here.
Right.
But another thing that I live with is your 20s are a very, see, because I'm gonna be 22 at the end of March, so here like in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
The one thing that I've learned about your 20s is that nobody's really doing it right. Nobody has it figured out. Nobody really knows what they're doing. You know, everybody is kind of just like, am I doing this right? Should I be doing this? Should I not be doing this? And what I've noticed is you can completely work away your 20s and be, actually this comes from Alex Hormozy. I don't know if you know who he is.
I do.
He's a, you know, super successful business guy. I promise I'm not like one of these, you know, alpha hustle, like grind set bros. Like I promise you I'm not, but he did say something that did stick with me, where it's like, you can either completely like work away your 20s and be an unlived 30-year-old, or you can, you know, party away or have fun in your 20s, but then be an unworked 30-year-old. And the way that I see it, I would much rather grow up, you know, to be in my 30s or 40s and be like, man, now I gotta have fun in life. You know, like now I can go out, put myself out there more, just enjoy life, rather than grow up and be 30. Not saying that, you know, like everybody who, you know, doesn't like have as much sheer focus, I guess, as I did in their 20s, just grows up to be like nobody. I mean, maybe some, I don't know, maybe they come from like a trust fund family, maybe they come from a super rich family, I don't know. Maybe
Situation.
Maybe they just got lucky, I don't know. But a lot of people though that I've seen in like their 30s or 40s or 50s, like you can kind of tell that, like, you know, maybe they had a little too much fun in their 20s. Maybe they didn't really like truly sit down and like build themselves from the ground up. You know, because a lot of my childhood, I felt like I kind of wasted some of my potential. I felt like I didn't really take as much risk as I really should have. And it sucks because I'm the oldest in the family. I have 3 younger siblings. I don't have any older cousins other than like 2 like distant cousins, but they live in France.
Wow.
So it's like,
Wow.
I maybe see them like once a year, if that, you know? And so it's like, and also with my dad living so far away and being predominantly raised by a single mother, you know, it's tough because I didn't really have anybody to truly like teach me what it means to really like be a man, take risks, like, you know, when, like if life turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world. Like I never really grew up with any of that. Not to say that like, you know, my mom didn't teach me anything. I love my mom. I would take a bullet for her. I love my dad. He's truly the hardest working man. Like him and my 2 grandfathers are without question the 2 hardest working men I've ever met. I love them to death. I would take a bullet for them. I give them so much credit for who I am today. But it really wasn't until I got out here that I really kind of got a slap in the face and being like, man, like I gotta take more risk. Like I gotta just like put my head down and just grind. You know, because in high school, like that's when I started getting into lifting. A little bit before I graduated high school, I started training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So those definitely helped.
Yeah.
But I would say being out here and being like truly alone, because I don't have any family out here. It's literally just me.
Yep.
That's truly motivated me to be like, look, dude, it made me think about this. This is another thing that Alex said that has really stuck with me. But he said, look, we're all gonna die one day, right? Everybody on this earth, as brutal as it sounds, we're all gonna die, right? Like, eventually, and then you're gonna die. All of your friends and family will be upset, you know, for a while. You know, maybe they'll, you know, grieve and, you know, be sad, but eventually life is gonna move on. They're gonna move on with their lives, and you're just eventually gonna become nothing more than a memory. And so when I started to, like, when I tell people that, everybody's like, oh man, you know, like, I don't want to think about death. I don't want to, you know, think about that because it's like, it's too negative. I'm like, dude, you don't understand how alive I felt when I heard that. Like, that just made me think, like, we only get one life, right? Like, we are only on this planet once.
Yep.
So it's like you have to truly you have to ignore everything and everyone else around you, regardless of if they're your family, your friends, professors, colleagues, co-workers. You have to just ignore everybody and just tell yourself, how do I want to truly live my life? And what gives me fulfillment? What is it that I do when after I do it, I'm like, you know what? I feel fulfilled. I feel proud. I feel fulfilled. This is who I am. When you start thinking of it that way, that's when you truly start to appreciate life, and that's when I think you truly start to just constantly put yourself out there. Like I remember my social skills growing up could have been better. So one thing I did, especially like as of recently, like I'll literally just go out to bars by myself. Like there was even one night I went to like 3 different bars in one night, and I was like, I promised myself that I was gonna talk to and meet one person, just at least one person. And at all those bars, I met like 3 people each.
Wow.
So it's like, it truly just made me think like, look, dude, like you just gotta live your life to the fullest, man. Stop listening to what the critics tell you. Stop listening to what everyone around you is saying. And I know these are very easy things for me to say, but it's like, look, man, just live with the fact that we're not gonna be on this earth forever, and just live your life how you want. That's truly it. I think truly that is, I guess, my answer to life. So
coming into 2026, I didn't know what the next shot was that I was going to take. I didn't know what the next challenge was that I was going to face. And I've learned yesterday, actually, that that next challenge will be ASU law. And I'm really blessed by that. I'm really excited for that.
That's great to hear, man.
Thank you. I asked you this question as the last question for this podcast. What is a shot, given everything you've talked about today, what's a shot that you can take in 2026 that you're looking forward to, that will help you level up in any one of these departments, socially, physically, mentally, vocationally, that you want to take?
So you mean like something that I could do? Could you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah. What, like, man, I'll say it this way. In order for 2026 to be complete, what do you want to accomplish?
I would say that's a really good question.
Thank you.
What do I want to accomplish? I would say, in all honesty, I mean, obviously I do want to graduate.
Of course.
School, bro, I'm done with it. I'm done with it, bro. Tired of grades. I'm tired of homework. All of that, man. Just, I want it to be gone. But I would say, really, I want to get a full-time career.
Okay.
Like I definitely want a consistent stream of income. I would love for it to be here in Arizona, because I would love to be out here full-time. But I mean, if there really is just an incredible opportunity elsewhere, by all means, I will take it. I would say, in all honesty, I think just at ASU, knowing that I did everything that I could, and I can look back when my graduation ceremony is in May, when I'm turning the tassel or whatever, I can look back and just say, you know what, I did everything I could here, and my time here is done.
Yep.
But I can have the confidence to know, like, I did everything that I could, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Real. Truitt Robinson, it's always real. Thank you for the time, and I appreciate you for being on the Rec Room, man. Episode 47.
I appreciate you for having me.
Graduate Hotel, overlooking downtown Tempe, and I think, honestly, it's very not revealing, but it's very what's the word? I was going somewhere with that. It's exactly where we should be, as seeing though, you're on your way out.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be where we're at, and just always getting that chance to overlook things and think about where we've come from. So
oh yeah, and like I know, like I kind of seem like a guy where I'm just always like go, like full speed ahead, pedal to the metal. I don't like to take life slowly. I really don't, because like what I've been saying, our time here is limited.
You're right.
But I definitely though do appreciate moments where like I can just kind of sit down and really just like reflect on everything, because I think if you don't take moments like that where, you know, you don't sit down and just kind of you're just like truly alone with like your thoughts, you know, maybe like even just out here, like I would love to just like sit out here, look at the view behind us, and like truly like just think, you know, like you take a look back and like you truly appreciate just from where I started or from where you started to now. I make sure to enjoy those moments, because that's also how you learn, you know, like sometimes it takes like sitting down, really thinking about a situation, regardless of what it is. Maybe it was a job interview, maybe it was a shoot, maybe it was, I don't know, taking a girl out or something like that, where sometimes you kind of just got to sit down and just really reflect.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely have those moments. I don't have them very much, but I do want to make a point to start doing them a little bit more. But yeah, I think truly that's a very important thing to do in life, where yes, keep working, keep grinding, but also don't forget to just sit down and just truly appreciate like where God has taken you and just who you are as a human being.
Yeah, I think that's a great thought. And I like when it's said this way, like to inform where you're going, you got to look at where you've been. That's going to help.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. My God. Appreciate it. Sweet.
How was that?
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. It's a good talk, man.
Oh yeah.